In the second half.
Well, that's a great question, and I think the two things were huge factors in us winning the game. Holding him at 30% in the field in the second half was tremendous. Warren's really good. He's about as good a big guy as we'll play against, and Steve just really battled him in the second half. Warren's the type of player where if he gets the ball, and he's going to shoot 60-some%. He's going to score his points. So where Steve really excelled was in really making his touches really difficult and getting the ball a little bit further away from the basket and limiting his touches. And Jarrell, Jarrell is such a good player, and I think he's improved over last year. But frankly, sometimes he's too nice. He's such a nice guy. He's one of the most beautiful people you'll ever meet. And we all know that the best big men have a little bit of a mean streak in them. And sometimes we got to challenge him to get that mean streak out. He had a great opportunity for a basket in the first half, and he's been fading away when he doesn't have to. And certainly in the second half, he did none of that. He was just absolutely tremendous. I'm really encouraged because we won with our defense. We won with our big guys playing well. Our guards did a better job defensively, but I just know our guards are better offensively than what we're showing right now. If we can get our guards on track, which we for 2 years these guys have been wonderful players. If we could get our guards on track offensively, we could be a much better team.
Stony Brook has been outshot at the foul line consistently all season by the good teams and big teams. You must know that coming in. What do you do to cause that to happen in the second?
We never talk about officiating. We of course want to be aggressive. We have guards who can penetrate. We have big guys who can post, which lends itself to getting fouled. And they're good players. So, I'm not surprised that we get to the line. I know in our practices, we officiate like crazy. If we think there's a foul, we call it, and especially if we think, like in the first half, Tyreek's first half foul was he just put his hands on him for no reason. And we got on him pretty hard about that. So, I think that we really officiate hard in practice and try to really teach our guys how to not have careless fouls.
First time at the Garden, what was it like?
It's redone. I'm a child of the '70s, so I would have loved to have come in and seen the place like it was then. But the exterior is iconic. Just driving up to it you're going to someplace special. I know on your site you have the classic rock stuff, so of course I'm a child of the '70s. I've seen Song Remains the Same. I've seen Led Zeppelin go through these tunnels over here in Illinois, and I thought that was really cool. Once you get on the court, though, it's a really, they've made it nice. It's not old. It doesn't feel like the '70s. And once you're actually on the floor, it seems like the Staples Center, or we played Oklahoma State where the Thunder played and. And we've been in nice arenas before, and once you're on the court, it's a real nice arena. But coming in and going through the bowels and just knowing the history of it is really, really cool.
John, you talk about the decision to start Garland in the second half and not Peterson?
Yeah, we were struggling offensively. I mean, I didn't know if we were going to score another basket the rest of the game. I mean, and we've done a couple things offensively that I think have helped Tyrone. One thing in particular, and he got us some baskets and got us going, so it turned out to be a pretty good move. He really helped our offense early in that half.
And DJ did come back and hit a couple threes in the second half.
DJ had the second best three-point shooting percentage in the Atlantic 10 last year. I mean, this shooting funk we're in is mysterious because we're talking about guys who've been high 30s, low 40s, over like nearly 100 games in their career. I mean, these guys are proven shooters, and it's really bizarre. So, we're going to encourage them to keep shooting. And DJ hit a big one there, and they need to make threes.
And there was some mystery surrounding Tyreek, whether it was social media gibberish or what. Do you have an update on that?
Yeah, he's going to be able to play. He has plantar fasciitis. At one point, it looked like there was the potential for a stress fracture, but it turned out not to be the case. He went to see a specialist yesterday. He hasn't practiced since the Hartford game. That's another thing. I mean, Khalid Lewis, we're still getting his feet wet. I really want to play him more. Tyreek's been really limited with his health. Khalid has had turf toe, obviously the plantar fasciitis with Tyreek, and, you know, that certainly hasn't helped us. So maybe during finals week, we get a little bit healthier here.
John, I know it's early, but are you surprised that this team has 4 losses, and do you have any feeling that it
You know,
can,
yes
it can
and no.
replicate what you
I'm
did
not
last
surprised,
year?
I'm really disappointed. I certainly thought that we could lose to Manhattan, who's picked #1 in their league. I certainly thought that you could lose to Northern Iowa, who's picked 3rd in the Missouri Valley. I certainly thought you could lose on the road to Penn State or to Providence. So we've played good teams. It's not like we've lost to teams that people are shocked by, but we're really disappointed. You know, we're really, really, really disappointed. You know, we've obviously changed our substitution pattern a little bit. We're hoping to get healthier with Khalid and Tyreek. We're changing the way we practice. You know, we're practicing differently too. So we weren't gonna go with the status quo. We wanna do whatever we can to get better.
All right, last question. Right
Coach, you coach in the America East, so give us your thoughts about Stony.
Well, I think they're really good. I mean, they're winning 20-plus games a year consistently, and I'm going to give a weird. My opinion doesn't count for anything, but I'm allowed to give it, I guess. I don't like conference tournaments. I think when you play 3 months and play 16, 18 games, you know who the best team is. So Stony Brook should have been in the NCAA tournament in my mind the last few years. They're a terrific program, and that's why we scheduled them. We were really excited to play them here in the Garden. I almost think they should reverse it in some conferences where the regular season champion should go to the NCAA, and if you win your tournament, maybe then you go to the NIT. I mean, it's proven it over 3 months and 16 games or 3 games in 3 days. I mean, I think you want to send your best team, and Stony Brook's been the best team in that league for a while.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks.